turn on your video cameras and be actively present in the class. We'll begin the session by chanting the prayers. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanam Shalakaya Chakshurun Veditang Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopushtam Sthapatam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Vidati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sadvajatam Sanghanavagunatam Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Panan Sahagana Dalita Shri Vishakhana Samshra Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nami Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Prachayine Nirvisesha Srimavadi Paschatya Deshakamini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Partushe Namaha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Doing Wonder Jagatatam Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vishadhana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bheva Chapatita Nam Bhavanebhya Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Vedanta Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome to day 2 of ISKCON Disciples Course. We are going to start discussing the next lessons, 3, 4, and if possible 5 also today. So a brief recap of what we did yesterday. We had an introduction of all the students. We told you about the purpose of this course, and we discussed on the topic called Guru Tattva. Now, my apologies, yesterday I could not really explain that topic very well because I was very, very exhausted. So what I'll do is that I'll share the recording of that topic from the previous batch, which is much more detailed, and you can also watch that recording. Fine, so that you know that subject thoroughly. Okay. So we discussed about Guru Tattva. Tattva means principle. Tattva means truth. Tattva means reality, facts. When you say Guru Tattva, it means the subject of Guru. That's called Guru Tattva. So the personality who is acting as a Guru can be seen from the Tattva point of view, or can be seen from an individual point of view. Seeing the Guru from a Tattva point of view means, regardless of how the Guru looks, what is the color of the skin, what language he or she talks in, what is the age, what clothes he or she wears, what food he likes or doesn't like. Regardless of all of that, we understand that person is a representative of Krishna's mercy. Right? Isn't it? That's called understanding the Guru in Tattva. You are not looking at the Guru from material perspective. You are looking at Guru from spiritual understanding. Right? Isn't it? So then, does it matter the external differences? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So that's called Tattva. And then other thing is that to look at the Guru from an individual opinionated perspective, that I want a Guru like this, I want a Guru like that, stuff like that. So we understood the Tattva. Anyone who is representing Krishna's mercy potency is a Guru. Who knows Krishna, who carries the knowledge about Krishna and give it to others. Right? Isn't it? So we discussed about 2 types of Gurus. You remember? As such, there are many, many different types of Gurus. But basically, more importantly, 2. Diksha and Siksha. So Diksha Guru is one who officially connects us to the Parampara. Siksha is one who unofficially connects us to the Parampara. Diksha and Siksha, right? So that's the way. Of so many Siksha Gurus I have, I choose one as the Diksha Guru. That's the way to do it. So we'll discuss about the selection of Guru more in the later classes. Now, we come to the topic called Srila Prabhupada ISKCON founder Acharya, and that's lesson number 3. Okay, in your handbook, it's page number 20. ISKCON is a very unique kind of organization. And therefore, in ISKCON, we have this particular post or position known as founder Acharya. As such, in Gurukuls, there used to be only one Acharya. But ISKCON is a institute which has many Acharyas. Because Acharya means one who teaches by example. Correct? So there's many Acharyas. But out of those many Acharyas, there's one who is very special. And that special Acharya is known as the founder Acharya. Right? So when we join ISKCON, that's why this course is not named as Guru Disciple Course. This course is named as ISKCON Disciple Course. Because joining ISKCON and becoming a disciple in ISKCON doesn't mean I'm becoming a disciple of so and so spiritual master. It actually means I'm also becoming a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Siksha disciple. Correct? Isn't it? I'm also becoming a disciple of the entire parampara which is behind him. Right? So that's why it's called ISKCON Disciple Course. We're joining the parampara, the branch of that parampara is called ISKCON. So let's go to this topic. It's a very important topic and all the devotees should understand it very nicely. Can I request everyone to please put on your camera? Participate fully in this course. Don't half-heartedly and just doing other things and joining in this course. So please participate fully. Founder means what? To found means to give a basis or firm support, to ground in, to establish for the first time. That's called founder, right? So how Srila Prabhupada serves as the founder Acharya and preeminent Siksha Guru for all these ISKCON members. Preeminent means the first, the foremost, the most important. Srila Prabhupada is our most important Siksha Guru for each one of us who are associated with ISKCON, right? Isn't it? Then is the founder Acharya. So what makes Prabhupada so special that he is the founder Acharya or he is the preeminent Siksha Guru? That's the question. So you can raise your hands, you can contribute different points that you may have. Nikulji Prabhu.
Harekrishna Prabhuji, fellow Param, accept my humble obeisances. So Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada is a Siksha Guru for all the ISKCON members because whatever books we are reading is all written by Srila Prabhupada and we are all following the teaching of Srila Prabhupada. All the spiritual masters speaks from the books of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada is a founder Acharya because he is the one who has started this movement of Krishna consciousness and established ISKCON by Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you. All right. Many points, good points. Nikita Mantusan. Manu Gupta.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। प्रभुपाद जी ने हमारे ISKCON की एक नींव शुरू करी थी।
Can you please speak in English, Prabhu, because others may not understand Hindi.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada started this movement and he set up a base for us how we have to perform our duties
Right.
and
Thank you. Any other specific point why he's considered as founder Acharya? Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So, Srila Prabhupada went to the United States first, and he changed all the hippies and all other materialistic people to the disciples, and there he started this movement as ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and also he is the 32nd Acharya in the parampara of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So so that's it. Yeah.
All right, Nikita notice.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada, he formed the structure of the functioning of ISKCON, and he also established the GBC,
Okay, good.
and
Thank you.
he started other
All right.
other things like Rath Yatra and knowledge of Krishna consciousness.
All right, thank you. 2 more points will take. Nisha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Actually, Srila Prabhupada for our Kalyug, he already reduced rounds. He reduced to 16 rounds. There were 64. So that is the one point I want to say. That's it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Vidya Mataji.
Prabhuji, to my understanding, it is because he brought us the knowledge in its original form as it is, without any dilution, as we should have understood. So that is
Good.
why he is the preeminent Siksha Guru.
All right, thank you. Ruby Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandavat Pranam. He delivers the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Hare Krishna Mahaman throughout the world.
Okay, thank you. Now that is when you say he delivered message of Mahaprabhu throughout the world and all that, that is correct point, not wrong. But that doesn't make him the founder Acharya of ISKCON. See, when you say founder Acharya of ISKCON, you have to see ISKCON as an institute. Okay. So as an institute, like when you say he spread the message of Mahaprabhu all over the world, then you can say he was an empowered Acharya. Empowered Acharya. When you say founder Acharya for ISKCON, then the points should be he gave us the 7 purposes of ISKCON. So he became the founder, right? It's he who started the ISKCON. It is he who established the philosophical teachings, like some of you mentioned, we study his books and our all learning comes from that. Then he gave us the basic sadhana standards. Who told us? Like someone of you mentioned 16 rounds. Who told us Mangalarti? What you have to sing in the Mangalarti, Narsingarati, Tulsi Puja, right? Guru Puja. Who gave us all that program? It was all given by Srila Prabhupada, isn't it? We just follow what he has given to us. Then temple worship, the style of temple worship, who gave us that? Srila Prabhupada gave us that, correct? Isn't it? And the dress culture, the tilak, the language, someone of you mentioned the GBC, it was all given by Srila Prabhupada. That's what makes him ISKCON's founder, Acharya. Okay, and preeminent Siksha. So because he is founder, Acharya, and preeminent Siksha Guru, the GVC thinks, and there is nothing wrong about this, that all the members of ISKCON must have a unique relationship with Srila Prabhupada, or must feel sheltered, at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And there is no doubt about it. His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj has written a book called My Prabhupada. I don't know if you have seen that book. It's a small book called My Prabhupada. And there in the introduction of that book, he says, though I'm writing this book and claiming that Prabhupada is mine, and I'm saying my Prabhupada, every devotee in ISKCON feels that he is my Prabhupada. No? Which means that every devotee in ISKCON has that very unique and special relationship with Srila Prabhupada. I don't know if you can understand that, but I'm sure you do feel that you have a relationship with Prabhupada, isn't it? We would be nothing if he would not be there. Correct? Right? So that's why it's important that every devotee develops that kind of relationship with Srila Prabhupada, that he is our preeminent Siksha Guru. We cannot replace him with someone else. Not possible. Right? Isn't it? Now, why should ISKCON followers maintain such exclusive loyalty to following Srila Prabhupada? Why? Why this loyalty should be maintained? That he is the founder Acharya, he is the preeminent Siksha Guru. Why that loyalty should be maintained? Nisha Mataji. You have to unmute yourself.
So that's Prabhuji. All the followers of Srila Prabhupada get into the Krishna consciousness.
Okay. Now, when we are discussing these points or topics here, you have to explain the answer or give the answer from the perspective of the institute. Not really individual perspective, but from the perspective of the institute, right? So why we should remain loyal to Srila Prabhupada? Because if we don't remain loyal to Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON will break. Isn't it? ISKCON will get divided into groups or factions. So that will be then a loss to the world. So that's why one has to be loyal to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Manu Gupta Prabhu.
Guruji, Srila Prabhupada at the age of 70 did so much struggle for us. So it's the obligation of all of us in the ISKCON society to be loyal to him.
Okay, good. Yes, he struggled for us, so we should be loyal to him. Exclusive loyalty. What does exclusive loyalty mean? Exclusive loyalty means that we who are associated with ISKCON, we stay in ISKCON forever. Exclusive loyalty means for whatever spiritual nourishment we are looking for in life, we get it inside ISKCON only. Right? We don't look for that nourishment outside ISKCON. That's called exclusive loyalty towards Prabhupada. That Srila Prabhupada has given everything in his books. Whatever knowledge I need, it's there. I don't have to go anywhere else. That's called exclusive loyalty towards Srila Prabhupada. Right? Okay, bearer of the message. Now his special position has come up because of his contribution, like one of you mentioned. He was empowered representative of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I also thank you very much for your appreciation of my books and letters and for my speaking in the meetings. They are not my words, as I've repeatedly informed you that I'm simply the bearer of the message from Lord Chaitanya through the disciplic succession, and I do not make any addition or subtraction. Similarly, if you all carry these words successively, then the transcendental parampara system will be exactly maintained and people in general will be benefited. Srila Prabhupada carried that message. He was chosen, isn't it? He was chosen to carry that message. Next exercise. What might jeopardize Srila Prabhupada remaining the founder Acharya and preeminent Siksha Guru of ISKCON for future generations? What activities, if you do, will make it happen that Prabhupada's position is affected? What things if we do? Individually, collectively, as an institute. I request everyone to participate, please. You should think, you should speak, try to understand the subject properly. Not only few students should participate, everyone should participate. Karishma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. We can always do this by reading Srila Prabhupada's books and preaching what is written in those books and distributing those books.
Okay, it says what might jeopardize. So you have to say not reading Prabhupada books, not distributing his books, not teaching what he has taught. That will jeopardize his position as the founder, Acharya, right? Or not keeping him in the forefront, not putting his pictures in the programs that we do, in the posters and banners we make, right? Isn't it? Which means by highlighting personalities, other personalities in ISKCON more than Srila Prabhupada, we are actually jeopardizing his position as the founder Acharya. It doesn't mean that we cannot highlight other personalities, but we cannot highlight them more than Srila Prabhupada. Just like, it's not that we should not read the books written by our spiritual masters, correct? But doesn't mean that that can become a replacement for the books written by Srila Prabhupada. Understanding the point? Like once a disciple of Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, as well as Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, told him that Gurudev, I have read all your books. And Bhakti Tirth Maharaj has written a considerable amount of books. She said, I have read all of your books. So then Bhakti Tirth Maharaj said, did you read Prabhupada books also? He said, no, I read your books. No. So why do I have to read Prabhupada books? So then Maharaj told him, if you don't read Prabhupada books, you'll not be able to understand my books. So first you read Prabhupada books, then you go to my books. So we cannot replace Prabhupada books with other books. No? Correct? We cannot replace Prabhupada lectures with other lectures. We cannot replace Prabhupada basic teachings with other teachings. That we cannot. If we do that, then we are jeopardizing his position as the founder Acharya. That's the point. Or the preeminent Siksha Guru. That's why in ISKCON, you see, anything we do, anything we conclude, what is the basis? Has Prabhupada said it? Has Prabhupada done it? Isn't it? Right? Did Prabhupada approve it or no? Correct? That is the basis. That is the basis. The benchmark. Okay. Now, his special position is given in different places, and we might have heard a lot about it. Just a little extract from Chaitanya Mangal. Yadi papi chari dharma dure deshe yai mora senapati bhakta yebe tathai. If some sinful people escape and give up religious principles, go to far off countries, then my Senapati Bhakt will come at that time to give them Krishna consciousness. And who is that Senapati Bhakt? It's Srila Prabhupada, right? It is mentioned in Bhavishya Puran that once when Lord Krishna was in Dwaraka, Mother Ganga, she approached Lord Krishna and she told to Lord Krishna that after you have gone back to Golok, Kali Yuga will come. And when Kali Yuga is going to come, people are going to bathe in me and leave all their sin on me. I'll become so contaminated. So how will I get purified? So they will get purified by taking bath in me. But how will I get purified? No, they'll be doing so many sins. So that time Lord Krishna told Mother Ganga, do not worry, in Kali Yuga, one personality will come. He will be Nama Upasaka. Nama Upasaka means worshipper of my name. He will worship my name. And when this personality will go all over the world and make mlechas and yavanas into devotees, those mlechas and yavanas will come and take bath in you, and thus you will get purified. So this is what is given in Bhavishya Puran. Now when we read something like that, we understand who is that Nam Upasak or worshipper of the holy name who went all across the world and converted mlechas and yavanas into devotees. It's Prabhupada. Right? Very special personality, very chosen personality. I remember I was reading about him. So when he was in his final days, many God brothers came to meet him. And Srila Prabhupada at that time very humbly begged forgiveness from them that during my preaching I spoke very strongly against all of you, that you don't preach, you don't follow the orders of our spiritual master and all that. So Prabhupada was begging for forgiveness. I'm sorry. During preaching I said like that, So one of his God brothers, he told Prabhupada that no, Swamiji, you have a right to chastise us, because every time Mahaprabhu comes, every time you are the commander-in-chief. You are always our leader, and we are always your followers. So that's what a God brother of Prabhupada told Srila Prabhupada. You are always the leader, and we are always the follower. Right? So that's his special position. Very, very, very special position. And that's how we see him in that position, that high position. Any doubt regarding this topic before we go to the next?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
God brothers, can you give some examples for them, Prabhuji?
Examples
God,
for?
God brothers. Just now you were discussing about God brothers at the time of Srila Prabhupada preaching time.
The Prabhupada had many God brothers. So many God brothers were there, but this particular God brother name I don't remember. Who's had this discussion?
Now, who were like some examples? Because I did not understand God brothers meaning. That's why I'm asking.
It's a God brother meaning you did not understand. God brother means disciples of the same spiritual master are called as God brothers.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Or God sisters, because they have taken initiation from the same spiritual master. It's like one family, no? Brother and sister family, spiritual brother and sisters. They're called God brothers and God sisters.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. All right. Any other question regarding this, what we discussed just now? No. Shall we move on to the next lesson? Lesson 4. ISKCON Gurus. Okay. So, you go to your handbook and go to page number 22. Page number 22 of your handbook. Do you have the PDF with you? Let me also share it on screen for each one of you to see it easily. If you have a notebook with you, it will be nice so that you can note down their answers to this point. So please note down this in your notebook. Attitude of an ISKCON Guru. What do you consider is the appropriate attitude in general for an ISKCON Guru, current and future, in regard to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, the authority structure within ISKCON? Write down your thoughts. Any points that you would like to share? Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, just share one point.
Hare Krishna. That Shiksha, he should be very humble and obey the rules and regulations given by Srila Prabhupada.
All right. Thank you, Prabhu. Kirti Mataji. Komal Mataji. Okay, Kirti
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
He must accept the GBC as a final authority.
Okay, thank you.
He must be loyal to the teaching of Srila Prabhupada. And he must abide perfectly to what Srila Prabhupada said.
Okay, fine, thank you. Manu Prabhu.
He should spread the knowledge and preaching exactly as Srila Prabhupada said.
All right. Komal Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam. One shouldn't add his own philosophy, should stick to the Srila Prabhupada instruction and work in the cooperation with management with GBC.
All right, thank you. Anisha Mataji.
Prabhuji, like you said yesterday, that it should be the postman, like 100% transfer. And the second is about the authority, that the spiritual life should be step by step.
Okay. Vinesha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. He should follow 4 regulatory principles perfectly. And second thing, he should be in the path of the Lord Krishna, what has been taught to us. He should follow the Shastras and he should follow the path which has been told us to by Lord Krishna.
Okay. Mukul Prabhu.
Prabhuji, one should follow the teaching of Srila Prabhupada very seriously. One should have the understanding of Srila Prabhupada books and all the pastimes mentioned in that books. One should give services to his disciples in the temple in the God family for the association and preaching, following the principles of the sannyasi very seriously and strictly, and answerable to all the questions related to the content mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in his books.
Thank you. Keshav Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I believe the ISKCON Guru should teach all young generations to inspire to them to live a simple life and a high thinking. And the second has to be forward the same as it is our ISKCON's values, belief, and basic principles to the young generations.
All right, fine, thank you. Venkateshwar.
Hare Krishna, he should lead by example like Srila Prabhupada did.
All right. Fine. Okay. That's correct. Let's go to our next slide. Quickly. So Srila Prabhupada says, we should therefore live in such a way that we keep ourselves always healthy and strong in mind and intelligence, so that we can distinguish the goal of life from a life full of problems. A thoughtful man must act in this way, learning to distinguish right from wrong, and thus attain the goal of life. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.6.5. Perfect. No, traditional Gurukulas or Guru Ashramas and modern ISKCON is very different. As I mentioned before, in traditional Gurukul, there would be one Guru, one Acharya. Everyone has to listen to that one person. Confusion, you just go to that one person and whatever that person says, that is considered as final result. But in ISKCON, the structure is very unique because we have so many gurus. So many people playing the role as gurus. And sometimes there are conflicts, misunderstandings, confusions. Right. In a life of a devotee also, no devotee in ISKCON can say, I had just one guru. Can someone say? No. Right? Throughout our life, we come across so many different personalities who act as our gurus. Isn't it? Now, what is the definition of word guru for an individual? Any person who has taught me something in Krishna consciousness is my guru. Correct? Isn't it? Whether it's just about putting tilak on the forehead, whether it's about bowing down in front of the deity. Correct? Isn't it? Any person who has taught me even a small thing in Krishna consciousness has been my guru. So ISKCON has been designed like that by Srila Prabhupada, and what happens is because of which there is some kind of friction or possibility of friction in our relationship with different gurus if we are not able to understand their roles and positions properly or appropriately. Srila Prabhupada, he did not have this system called making the next Acharya. In a traditional Gurukula, what happens is, once the Acharya passes away, that Acharya will pick one best student from the ashram and will make that person as the next Acharya. Okay. But when Srila Prabhupada passed away, did he do something like that? No, he did not do something like that. He said, whoever of you will follow my instructions sincerely will become the Acharya. He said. Now, if 10 people are following sincerely, 10 are Acharya. If 100 are following sincerely, 100 Acharyas. That's what he said. Right? He did not appoint the next Acharya. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur also did something similar. Someone would like to read the slide, please? Anyone who is feeling sleepy? Okay. Shweta Mataji.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura at the time of departure requested all his disciples to form a governing body and conduct missionary activities cooperatively. He did not instruct a particular man to become the next Acharya, but just after his passing away, his leading secretaries made plans without authorities to occupy the post of Acharya. And they split into two factions over who the next Acharya would be. Consequently, both factions were ashara or useless because they had no authority, having disobeyed the order of the spiritual master. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 12.8.
So this is a very sad reality that in Gaudiya Math, the institute started by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he did not want one person to lead. He wanted many people to come together and cooperate. Any specific reason for him to say so? Was there any specific reason for him to say so? That one person will not be the leader. All of you should come together and cooperate. Is it true that one person was not qualified to lead? Because that one person was Srila Prabhupada, no? Right? So it's not that there was no one person who was not qualified to lead. There was one such person, Srila Prabhupada, who could lead. But still he said, all of you should cooperate. Correct? So why? Mukul Chitran.
Because Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur didn't want to have conflict between the disciples, and they wanted that all of them can work in a team, but to convey the message of Krishna consciousness to large numbers.
Okay, good point. Fine. Nisha Mataji.
so that they can spread in different states or cities and do their work.
Correct. Wider outreach.
Yeah.
Wider outreach. It's Manu Prabhu.
Because he thought that all of them will not be following Srila Prabhupada and some may get out of the program. So,
okay, fine. Bindu Mataji.
Harekrishna Prabhu, to actually in ISKCON they have to carry many activities. So they keep on moving from one center to this center. So you cannot possible to retain one person.
Okay, not exactly. It wasn't. We are not talking about ISKCON. We are talking about the whole mutt which Gaudiya Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur started. Now, the reason why Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur wanted something like that was, for most important reason is wider outreach. I mean, one person, how much can one person do? You know, everyone has limitations. The world is big, huge. There are millions of conditioned souls. So for a wider outreach, first point. Second point, everyone should get a chance also. What chance? To preach Krishna consciousness. Not that there are only certain people who should be preaching Krishna consciousness. Everyone should be preaching Krishna consciousness to the extent they know. To the extent they know. So if only one person is made the Acharya, what will others do then? They'll just sit and do nothing. So it's a platform to give a chance to everyone to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by preaching the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? And the third thing is that if people are working together as a team, even if one or two members of the team collapse, there will not be much effect on the whole structure of the institute. But if the institute is given to one person and that one person collapses, then the institute falls. Institute becomes, ruined. And is that not happening in organizations other than ISKCON? It's happening, no? So many people who were very famous spiritual leaders during the times of Prabhupada, they started some initiatives they had. Now, who talks about them? Who even knows their name? Isn't it? No one really knows about them. They're all past. They're gone in the past, lost in the past. The only reason ISKCON is surviving is because of a cooperation which is there in ISKCON, whatever cooperation is there. Otherwise, if you study the history of religious institutes, you'll be shocked to know that there are hardly any institutes which have survived 5 decades of time period after the founder has left. There are hardly any such institutes which have survived after 50 years of the founder Acharya leaving the planet. Hardly any institutes. They all collapse. We don't have any life left. Like giving an example, Gorakhpur Gita Press. When Hanuman Prasad Poddhaji was present on the planet, Gita Press was the flag bearer of spreading dharma all over India. Correct? Actually. But after that, slowly, now, not many people know Gita Press. Correct? But ISKCON survived, and it survived because of this cooperative structure which Prabhupada made. So this is one reason that there is no one next Acharya appointed. Next, united we stand. Someone please read quickly this line. Yes. Nisha Mataji, please read.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself wanted our cooperation. He is God, Krishna, and therefore cooperation is very important thing. Nobody should think that I have got so great ability and I can do. No, it is simply by cooperation we can do very big thing. United we stand, divided we fall. This is our so be strong in pushing on Krishna consciousness, and Krishna will help. is strongest. Still, we must be combined together. Room conversation with the Radha Damodar Shri Sanskrita Tana Party, Mayapur. Thank you.
Yes. So Prabhupada saying, he's saying even Mahaprabhu, he wanted help, cooperation from people. So who are we to claim and say that I will alone preach Krishna consciousness all over the world? Even Mahaprabhu said, you please help me. Do you remember that verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita? Mahaprabhu said, I have so many fruits to give. How can I alone distribute these fruits? Right? Isn't it? I have so many fruits to give. How can I alone distribute this fruit? So Nityananda, you come, you distribute some. Haridas, you come, you distribute some. Advaita, you come, you distribute some. Help me distribute these fruits of prema of Krishna. So the same thing is being spoken here, that how can one person spread the message? Not possible. So we have to be united and spread this message of Krishna consciousness, right? Okay, let's do an exercise here. What are the appropriate and inappropriate ways of dealing with a situation wherein the instructions given by one's local ISKCON authority differ from the instructions given by one's guru? I hope you understood the question. Shweta Mathur.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam. Prabhuji, according to me, we should ask it with our spiritual master or the head of the local ISKCON authority. That the instruction we are getting differ. So what we can do in that situation?
Okay, thank you. Nisha Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhuji, one should ask his spiritual master only how to deal with the situation. Like one's local ISKCON authority is saying different things. So what should I do?
Okay. Nikita Mataji.
Prabhuji, appropriate, I think it will be when everyone comes together and works together, keeping Srila Prabhupada in the center. And unappropriate may be like being insecure or creating confusion amongst each other.
All right. Thank you. So I'll give you an example. Right? See, there's a temple outside India. And outside India, the major challenge which devotees face in running a temple is the visitors don't give much donations. Like in India, anyone comes to the temple, they'll give some donation. 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 200 rupees, right? So you can easily manage some of the affairs of the temple by the donations that will come. But outside India, who will give donation? The locals will not give. Only those who are devotees connected to the temple, they will only give, right? So there was one temple which didn't receive sufficient donations. So one devotee, Indian family was living there, and this man would contribute sufficiently to the temple for temple's maintenance. Now this man then got a transfer, this devotee got a transfer. He was going to a different country. So he asked his spiritual master, and spiritual master said, well, if you are getting a transfer, you have to work for less period of time and you're going to get more money. That's nice for you, isn't it? So you go to the other country, no problem. Now, when you decided to move to the next other country, the authority of this temple where he was earlier giving donation and said, but if you go, who will give us donations? Our temple will not function then without you. So in that case, then the authority asked that devotee, can you please explain the situation to your spiritual master that we are badly in need of you. If you stay here, our temple will survive. So can you first explain this situation to your spiritual master and then ask whether he gives you the same decision or a different decision? Correct? So this devotee then went to the spiritual master and said, Guru Maharaj, the temple where I am serving now, they are badly in need of money. So if I change and go to a different place, then there will be difficulty, right? So the Guru Maharaj said, so don't go, you stay there. When you don't go, you stay there. That's more important. So this is a mature way of dealing with the situation. No conflict, no fight, no misunderstandings. Mature way. An immature way would be my guru is wrong, or this authority is wrong. I have to choose between one of them. But why choose between one of them? They both can also be brought together on the same platform, and there can be reconciliation that what he's saying is also correct, what he or she is saying is also correct. So this is how devotees have to learn with the management in ISKCON, a multiple authority structure in ISKCON. So that's very, very helpful. Okay. Someone please read this. Someone who has not read yet. Arthana Mataji.
Don't like ISKCON. When they say they don't like ISKCON and the GBC, they are really saying they don't like to follow my order. That means they don't like my order. That means they don't have faith in my order. That means they don't have faith in me. That means Guru Aparada. To say they have faith in me is just hypocrisy.
Yes. So this is a situation, I mean, you can see this was an address given in ISKCON Honolulu, Hawaii, United States. So what happened was, I'll tell you the situation. There was a so-called, or let's not say so-called, there was a guru already living in Hawaii, an American guru who had lots of disciples, followers, students. But when Prabhupada went to Hawaii, this guru became attracted to Srila Prabhupada. And this guru became a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, took initiation. So when he took initiation from Prabhupada, his disciples also took initiation from Prabhupada. Fine. Now the problem was, though they accepted Prabhupada as their guru, they were still following the teachings of their previous guru, who is also again now a disciple of Prabhupada and their god brother only. Now this guru, he should have changed his teachings, his understanding, but even after taking initiation from Prabhupada, he was actually continuing with his own teachings. You don't have to wear dhoti kurta, you don't have to go to temple, you can have long hairs. Instead of playing mridanga and kartal, you can play guitar, chant Hare Krishna. No problem. But you don't have to do all these things. So now there was a conflict between the other devotees who are sincerely following all the program and these group of devotees who are also initiated and they are not following. They don't go for Mangala Arati, they don't do all those things. So at that time, the ISKCON temple told them that if you are in ISKCON, then you should behave like members of ISKCON. So they said, well, we are already initiated by Prabhupada and we accept Prabhupada as our spiritual master. So why should we listen to you? We don't want to listen to you. In that regard, Prabhupada wrote down this, or Prabhupada said this. What did he say? He said, when they say they don't like ISKCON and the GBC, they are really saying they don't like to follow my order. That means they don't like my order. That means they don't have faith in my order. That means they don't have faith in me. That means Guru Aparad. Right? So we were discussing about loyalty to ISKCON. Before I go to this topic now, I'll give you a 3-minute, 4-minute break. Please get fresh and then we'll continue after the break.